Hey guys, it's Heather from Cuz Dis and Dat, and today we are at my most favorite store in the world. It is the Spirit Goat Store Soap Shop, and they make homemade soaps and lotions with goat's milk, and it is amazing. But they let me come in to see how they work and how they make things and a little bit more about the store. I will also link their website down below, but you guys, they are amazing. It is my most favorite store up here anywhere. So anyways, come and join me and see what we've got. I swear by it. And so if someone was to come in, I would say stop using anything you're using and start with our product. It takes about a week for your skin to kind of get in a new routine, but I would definitely suggest a facial bar, some type of moisturizing, and then if you do have blemishes, the acne spot. That is just very simple routine. If you look at the cost of them, they're very inexpensive. This is only $2.50. This is $8.50, and it will last you forever. And then we have a variety of different moisturizers. So just our basic face cream for young persons, that would be what I would highly suggest. If you are a little bit older, let's say mid-20s and you're looking for something that might be more moisturizing, because we do live in a desert climate.
Yep.
Or somebody who's just wanting a little bit of anti-aging but not ready to jump into the anti-aging pool, our sea buckthorn is a natural anti-aging, and that's a little bit thicker. And the first time I tried it, I thought, oh my gosh, that's thick. I'm gonna have blemishes from it. And I didn't. And in fact, it's light enough. I can put it on, it seeps in really quickly, and then I can put my makeup on right on top of it.
Well, one thing I've learned with acne and that is it's because our faces don't have enough moisture.
Right, it's trying to create, except for the mask thing, that's a whole new
that's
thing, but in general, it is that cycle. And then we do have a couple anti-aging serums that I absolutely love. The alpha hydroxy is in our nighttime. We do have caffeine in our other ones, plus a lot of other amazing ingredients. But I love both of these. The nighttime one can be used in the daytime as well, and it's light for under makeup. And I'll either use the nighttime one in the morning and at night. I'll just use my bottle up until I'm done. But I also love the daytime one. So they don't really have a day and a night. I think when we were naming them, we thought that might help people discern a difference. But we found it's like, pick which one you like, because both are amazing. This little bottle seems like it's not very much, but you're only needing a pea, and it's only $15.50. And if you're looking at comparatively other anti-aging creams, it's very, very inexpensive. A spray.
So No Stick, what exactly is that?
No Stick is just an amazing product. It is, it's got mentholatum and some other natural, or some other great oils that create for under your nose when you have like sniffles, or you've blown your nose because of allergies or cold, and so you have that red, or you see little kids who lick their lips and they get that other little circle around their mouth that's just dry as can be. And so it is great for under your nose. I actually use it as a lip balm all the time. It's one of my go-tos because it's a little bit, it is a little bit, with all of the menthol in there, it kind of tickles a little bit and is a little spearminty like, but then it's healing. And even people who have skin hanging from their lips, you put that on after a couple and it just starts healing them up. So it's very healing, but it can be used under the nose, or it can be used on your lips. And our drying salve, you saw it over there, but you'll see it over here. This is something that a lot of people are like, oh, my grandma used to make that. It's very charcoal, it's like a charcoal balm, and it draws out slivers, it draws out toxins from mosquito bites or bug bites. It's amazing that way, but it also draws out the oils in your skin. So if people are having problems and they want to create a mask, you can use that as a mask. Put it on, let it sit 15-20 minutes, and then take it out. And some people have said that they even can just see the oils just coming out after, where it's just pulling all those extra oils that are not your good oils in your skin. So those are the other things. So yeah, there's a variety of different things. We do have a couple dry masks, wet masks, and that kind of thing. So that's kind of our mask. We also carry a variety of aromatherapy. We do have a few essential oils. We don't try to go over duty on it because there are so many other places you can get them. Earthly Awakenings has a huge amount, but you can find them doTERRA, and there's a lot of other, Butterfly Express. There's a billion other places that are into the essential oils. We just know that we can bring really high grade, food grade, quality essential oils to persons at a very, very inexpensive price. So this bottle is only $7.50 and it's a whole ounce. And then we can do blendings for you as well if you're wanting to create something. So we do have a variety of headache relief, relaxant and stress relief, hot flash relief.
Yeah, I saw that when I was here the other day, and I'm like,
focus. We have a variety. And so then we've also got some of our rejuvenate, our headache, our stress relief, and then we do have those in sprays and lotions and that kind of thing. So, and then again, like I said, that's kind of the rest. We're into our holiday items, soap dishes, and then our basic soap. And then the last thing we have, which has always been a really good seller for us, is our Chef Special. This is made with the coffee from Cafe Ibis. It's dark Peru. We blend that in there along with orange peels. And so this bar is very, very granulated. So if you were to use it to wash with, it would be really exfoliating, but almost a little sharp. But what it is for is Chef Special. It takes out the scents from your hands. So if you cut onions or any of those strong scented fish, tuna fish, I make albacore all the time, and so I get done and my hands just sting. And so you just wash with this and it just takes those odors away. And then it also has lanolin, so it's going to give a little bit of protection to your hand when it's done, so you have that extra moisturizing that you have, especially after you cut like jalapenos or hot peppers. There's those oils they leave on your hand,
so that touch or anything.
Yeah, so that lanolin sort of helps counteract that. So that's kind of just generally our store. If you look, there's things in nookies and crannies and that kind of thing. But I think we're ready now for you to come back so you can see me make a soap. So we're just heating up some oils now. They almost kind of look like potatoes when it begins. And then what we're going to do, these are our, so that's kind of what it looks like when it's hot.
Very good.
Yeah. Stuffing up some of our internet orders that came in over the weekend. And then we really are careful to try to make sure that everything we send out has been checked and double checked so everybody gets what they want. We do that. But those are set up to make it so that they're not going to have, people won't have reactions. Now, of course, people with sensitivities have a variety of sensitivities. So we do have like soybean in our soap. So if you're allergic to soybean, there's a chance that you might not be able to. Although there is differences between internal allergies and external. Some people can't eat it, but they can wash with it, or vice versa. But you always want to be really careful.
You never know, because I can give too much estrogen. So
yeah, so you do want to be really careful. And then we do get our goat's milk when we are able to get it locally. We do. So all summer long, we got our goat's milk from a lady named Rebecca Wigington, who has a small farm in Beaver Dam area, and so she would bring in her excess of milk, and she is a hobby farmist, and when you have milk coming on, some mamas produce way more than what their babies can do, and it actually is painful for them. When we do get our other goat's milk, we get it from someone who makes sure that they treat their animals well, that we make sure that what we're looking for is someone who's very careful with their goats. As someone who's owned goats and then owns animals, it's just really important that it's integrity as well. And I'm just going to do a little blending on this, and I'm going to put it in a container. So we've added in our oils and our goat's milk. I'm going to put this in a bigger bucket because when I add the lye, it's going to be a lot more, and I want to make sure that I got everything in there. With lots of room, because lye when it's wet is scary. So a lot of things, people with lye, if anyone is a hobby person, we want to make sure they really study the safety of lye. But what they have found is that lye, if you use a lot of water to wash it off, you have little problems. So we're just really careful, but after I make this, if you feel itchy anywhere, we want to just water it down and wash it off the best we can, because you might just have a little drip of lye, and that's how it first starts, is like an itchy feeling. But we'll just have you kind of step back so you know, and I'll let you know when I'm doing it. But it's not as dangerous as some people think. It's not like an immediate burning, but it kind of comes on as a little itch at first, and then it can burn. So we just want to be really careful. Now what I'm going to do is I've got my scent here, and so this is just that fragrance oil that you guys smell. If you want to smell it again, this is that energy scent that's going into it. Oh wow! Nice and fresh, so that'll be a fun one. And then the other thing I do is we're going to swirl it. So this is my secret swirling utensil, and I'm not teasing. And I'm going to actually have Sydney show you a little bit about how we cut and label, and she'll show you those secret things that we use for that, because it's more kitchen type than it is anything that's more production type. So I've got my lye. Sydney, is this enough?
30-pound.
Okay, it just looks small, so perfect. So this is the lye that I'm adding, and I'm just going to go really careful. Like that. And because we need to be so precise with our measuring, because we want that lye to be exactly, we just go really slow and really careful, and then we scrape everything, just to make sure we get that exact measurement that we need for the bar. Add my scent in there right now.
It is so
And then we're just going to blend this really good.
You like it?
And I'm going to pour it into the colors that I'm going to blend with that. So that one's going to be a yellow. This one's going to be an orange.
Interesting.
Yep, and then I'm going to use the white that I blended with a little bit of water in here. And if you're filming, I'll let you step a little closer, because you'll see that how that kind of blends up a little bit. And you can kind of see. Blend the evidence.
That is so pretty.
Isn't that kind of fun? And then we're gonna go
Like
ahead
a
and
creamsicle.
so then we're gonna step over here, and I'm gonna pour it all into we sort of have a signature swirl that we do on some, and then we do a swirl in the pot on some, so it has more of a marbled effect. We do a variety of different things, and every soap maker has their own way of making it, so we all try to just shoot for the same final outcome, so that way our line is always consistent. But handmade products are just that, they're handmade, so you're gonna have just small little differences in things. But we think that's the artistic and the beauty and the creativity of all, so we just love that.
Not the production soap.
Yes.
It's almost like a dreamsicle.
I know. There some we pour if it's like a golden dark color. People say it looks like fudge and caramel when we pour it and stuff, just because it has that texture to it. How are you guys doing today? Anything?
And this does 24 bars?
This will make 24 bars, and then the process that we have when it's done, we'll let it sit in the mold overnight. So we'll pull these out tomorrow morning, and then after we pull them out, Sydney will show you how we cut and stamp. We don't have any to stamp, but she'll show you what we do with them.
Okay.
And then it'll sit out another day after that, and then we'll start tying them. Most soaps don't come to full cure until after 3 or 4 weeks. So you can see we've got sort of a baker's rack sitting over there. Those are all of our soaps that are continuing to cure. So by the time we put them on the floor, they're as hard as they can be. And what it means to cure is just to get all that excess water that was in our lye and in maybe our colorants or whatever out of that bar. The harder you keep your bar, the longer that bar is going to last. And so we want to have a really nice hard bar for people. And then between your uses in your shower, keeping your bar as dry as you can longer will be really helpful too. And then that way it doesn't take as long to get through it. And we have our employees do some soap blending or scent blending. We have our management requirements are to do some scent blending for us. And then, like I said, we love customers when they come in and give us ideas for soap.
So, do you guys like vote on what you're going to name the scent?
Yeah, so right now, for example, we're in Christmas right now.
Right.
So we've got several scents. We're trying to come up with what should we do with them. And so we're looking at different ideas and how we want our Christmas to look. How can they be cohesive together? And then once we get the scent, we sometimes will have our employees vote on what they want to call it, or what that scent blend, which one they think is better than the other. And so we do a variety of different things like that. And then we always look for fun names or fun things that we can do to make them attractive. And then we'll gift to set them up. If you've ever been here at Christmas, we do a lot of gift sets up. And so we make sure that we put a soap and a lotion together so it's all ready to go, ready to pick up and just take home. So we try to make that really easy for people to shop that way.
So I heard a little rumor, and since it's October, I heard there might be a ghost in here.
There is a ghost in here.
Let's talk about that.
So, it's kind of funny because since we've been in this place, little weird things do happen. So things will just fly off the shelf, or we've come in the morning and soaps will be stacked up on the floor, or things just seem to move. And so we actually started asking a little bit about the area, and we have found that Earthly Awakening is haunted, the bar Mulligan's is haunted, there's a few different places that are haunted around here. And we actually then had cameras put in, and we've seen orbs in our store, in our nighttime camera. And then they had, is it called Ghost Hunters? Were here.
Ghost Hunters came?
Well, they were here to do some investigating. Yeah. And they came in and were here, and they had voices, they had footsteps. And so, but the long story is one man one day popped his head in and he said, my grandpa used to own this when it was a printing press. And he was just a little bit of a prankster. Do you have a ghost that's a prankster? And we said, we do. And he said, his name was Percy. And so we're pretty sure it's Percy who's haunting us, and he's a good-spirited ghost. But when they came and did some investigating, they did say that there was a child who visits too. And so we figured that must be who stocks our soaps as well. So whether you believe or you don't believe, we believe we have some ghosts that come here.
I love it.
And then we do have a basement, and so they went down and they spent time in our basement as well. And it is interesting. I've been sitting here and I can hear someone say hello, and I'll come out and there's no one. It's that kind of stuff. Or you'll hear someone walking and I think another employee's here, and you come out and there's no one there. So that happens all the time, but we just figure it's Percy or someone coming through and coming in. But yeah, they did a study here. I don't really know much about it because I'm not into that stuff, but I guess we have one of those lines that run straight down our street. The magnetic lines that ghosts are drawn to run straight down our street. So anyway, yeah, but we've heard lots of incredible stories from some of the other shop owners around of things that happen. But yeah, it's very crazy.
Awesome. So this used to be a printing press then.
So at one time, yeah, and you can see even like there, you can see those divots in the floor. And when we mop, it doesn't matter how much you mop or how much you clean, we're all pulling out those black oils that come from printing press. So yeah, this has been a lot of different things, but at one time it was a printing press. So and then we also do have a larger cutter. We call this one Tank. And so this one has guitar strings in it that we cut bars with.
Oh, nice.
But most of our stuff is all completely done by hand. So that's something we just are very proud to turn out as anything that's hand.
Yeah. For like scents and things like that, is it mainly essential oils, or what else do you guys all?
We use a lot of essential oils, but we also use some fragrance oils. But we make sure that the fragrance oils that we get are like the top tier, as natural as possible that we can go, but it's not necessarily straight or essential oil. So they're all like pretty good for your skin, but if people do have like sensitivities to fragrance oil, we point them to the direction of the soaps that have just the essential oil in there. We do have a couple that are not scented at all, just in case they're sensitive to scents in general. Yeah. So, but we try to use essential oils as much as we can, but we do have fragrance oils, but they're like the top that we can get. We're like in like a private club of one, so no other people in Utah can get it and stuff like that. So we make sure that we're very careful if we don't just order any fragrance oil. And then we always
So you're not running up to Idaho to butterfly.
Yeah, so So, and then we always test on ourselves before we sell it in the store too. So like I have the most sensitive skin out of any of our employees here. So I'm kind of the guinea pig. So I'll test it on my skin, and my skin's so sensitive that if it's good on my skin, we're good to
You're
go.
good to
if,
go.
if I have a reaction, we just end it right there. We don't put it out on the floor. So.
But most everything we use is really tried and true. Fragrance oils are made in a lab. Sometimes they can be cleaner than an essential oil. And so essential oils, the world has gone into this essential oil binge, but not every essential oil out there really follows the integrities that a lot of have. So we make sure we're in the essential oils that we're getting are the highest grade, that we're getting from well-known that we've been buying forever, that we know are going to have what we need for them, especially where it comes to anything that's going to be applied to your skin.
So we do use some herbs. I'm trying to think. Like we use a lot of them in our aromatherapy bath fizzies. And you can look. This one has rose petals in there. This one, these are lavender buds, and then this one, I think, are spearmint.
And we
In
get those
those.
from companies that don't use herbicides or that are very careful.
Yeah, all
And then we
organic.
do put some in our soap. So we use poppy seed. It's a great exfoliation. So we use that. We use salt. And we use lavender petals, larkspur. Everybody wants, we do, some people can request their own log, so you can create what you want in it. And a lot of people say, I want lavender in there, lavender's so wonderful. But we always recommend not to put it inside, because when you put it inside, it looks like mouse poop. So, you know, if someone says, I really want lavender, we'll say, let's just put that on top so we can do an herb top log. So if someone is ordering a log, we're happy to work with them on the scents they want, the essential oil or fragrance, what combination that is. And then we know enough, those of us that are soap makers know enough that if it's going to turn it a light color, if you can color it, if it's just going to do a dark brown and that's the color it's going to be, maybe we can get a swirl in there or whatever that, you know. So we try to work with people on that, but that's the one recommendation we always say is not don't put it inside, because that's just not pretty at all. So ideas that they do.
So if I want to create a pumpkin chai bar, we could just get together and figure that one out.
And we could do that very easily right now. We do have a pumpkin and we do have a chai. This bright orange, this is how dark that bar gets because of what the pumpkin does. And then this is our chai, and so these are both more, this one's more natural color, and this one does have a lot of orange. Right when we pour it, it's that orange. But then as it comes down, but you can smell those two together. You can take your mask down a little bit if you want. But that would be your pumpkin chai bar.
So that.
And then if you didn't love that, we could say, oh, did you want a little more cinnamon in it? And so we can play with you on coming up with it. And then,
I'm in heaven.
And then what you would do is end up purchasing, this is what we call our log. Some people call it a loaf. And then we'll just pour it into there. When we cut it with tank, you'll get 9 bars plus a little bonus piece. And so then those will all be just for you. And so that will last you quite some time. And that would be a $36 purchase. So you're actually saving some money because you're not buying 9 bars out there. And I do want to let you smell this one bar. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Anthropologie's Volcano, or they call it Capri Blue. That's this bar here.
That makes me happy.
And if you go outside, your nose is probably wearing down, but if you go outside, you can smell it, and people go crazy for that. So we've got that in a lotion, in the carpet deodorizer, in the room spray. It's been so popular that we've got it in a variety.
That actually would make me want to clean.